Hello and welcome to Photo Finds. I am your host, Nick, and let me first start by saying that I am absolutely thrilled to now be the host of this show. I've been a fan of Photo Finds and Attractions Magazine for a very long time, so to be a part of it is just very exciting. Now with that said and done, let's begin. This week we're starting out at Disney's Wilderness Lodge. Now this is one of their deluxe resort hotels. And we're going to make our way up to the main lobby. One of the details that you see going up to the lobby are these animal footprints embedded in the concrete that they put there, of course, when they laid the concrete down originally. And these footprints are seen all around the resort in various shapes of different animals. Outside of the lobby, I saw one of these Disney water park buses, and I know what you're thinking. Well, these are everywhere. Well, this is the first time I've actually seen one. I've only really started going to the parks regularly pretty recently, fairly recently, since I moved to Orlando. So some of this stuff is new for me, anyway. Now, inside the main lobby of Wilderness Lodge, we're going to take a look at their very popular water feature here. It starts off in the lobby and makes its way down a little creek going underneath that bridge there. It makes its way outside, going down this little rocky creek, continues on down under a couple more bridges, and under one last bridge, be finally cascading over this very awesome-looking waterfall. After the waterfall, it goes down a little bit more of a creek there, underneath another bridge, before finally dispensing into the hotel pool. Alright, and we'll get back to that creek in just a minute on the other side of the pool, but I wanted to bring your attention to this scaffolding right here. This is the side of the resort closest to the boat dock, and we'll see another view of that in a minute. Just wanted to show the geyser that Wilderness Lodge is very famous for. This geyser goes off about every 15-20 minutes, it seemed like. That could change from time to time, I'm sure. I didn't see it go off, so I didn't get a picture of it, but when I was over by the boat dock, I heard it, and it was very loud, even from over there. Now here's on the other side of the pool, that creek does continue, but it's not connected. It's made to look like the creek on the other side of the pool dispenses into the pool and then continues on the other side, but in fact this is a completely separate water feature that runs into these pools, goes on around the bend to the right there, and then goes and eventually makes its way to that geyser. All automated, of course. Here's another view of that scaffolding. I talked to one of the cast members here at the resort, and they said that all they're doing is some basic refurbishment, some touching up, no add-ons, no new villas, no new rooms. It's just basic maintenance. Now we are here at the boat dock, and what we're doing is heading over to Magic Kingdom. Here on the boat dock, there's one dock that has boats that take you to the Magic Kingdom, and on the other side, opposite to this one, they have boats that take you to Fort Wilderness. Here's that boat itself. There's another angle, and there it is at the dock. They let these passengers off before letting the passengers headed to the park on. Now the boat ride itself isn't that visually appealing. They just have some trees and rocks over to the left and right, but that's really about it until you get over to where the Magic Kingdom is, and the first thing you see is the Contemporary with the monorail heading in, and that's about the first interesting thing you see on the boat ride. You do pass a lot of other vessels, though, particularly some other transportation boats. This one here is called the Mermaid. Unlike the boat we're on now, it has a roof over the top of it. There we go, Mermaid 1. I don't know if there's a second one. This boat right here is called the Richard F. Irvine, named after an art director that worked with Disney some time ago. Now, the second riverboat that was ever in the Magic Kingdom was named the Richard F. Irvine. It has since been retired, and now this boat has taken the name. As you approach the Magic Kingdom, you see the famous railway station up there, and then across the way, of course, the Grand Floridian. Before getting to the dock, you see a few more transportation boats, and over to the right, there's a little motorboat. A lot of people rent these at the different resorts located on the lake, and you can take them wherever you please on the lake. I'm not sure what this riverboat is called, but it's very similar to the Richard Irvine. Now we are in the Magic Kingdom itself. The first thing that we're going to take a look at is these construction walls here. These have been up for quite some time, but what they're doing behind these walls is doing some refurbishment to the castle area, expanding the main hub and putting some additional features in. Also spoke with a cast member who said that another reason the walls are there is to add a permanent FastPass Plus location rather than using the temporary one that they have located in front of the castle right now. Some more construction walls on the other side of the pathway. The construction walls continue on over to the Crystal Palace restaurant. I wanted to take a shot of the water over here. I'm sure it's not usually this murky. It must have to do with the construction just feet away from it, dust and that kind of thing. Now, this is the view from the Crystal Palace itself. Whether you're sitting inside or outside, this is kind of the view you get with those construction walls there. As you can see, it's not very appealing. You usually get a very nice view of the Cinderella Castle, but with the walls up, you don't get much of anything at all. Now, this is over in Adventureland. There's some construction going on at the Zazenbar shop over by the Magic Carpet ride. It didn't seem that they were doing much of anything on the inside, just looked like some refurbishment, maybe some retheming on the outside. Over around the corner to the Enchanted Tiki Room, they're doing some construction over there as well. That has been going on for some time now. There's another angle of that. And over to my right, next to the stroller, you'll see a cast member and also another cast member behind the lady in the black. Now, it's not very obvious what they're doing yet, but once I show you what's going on behind them, which is the pirate show right over here, you'll see that what they're actually doing is directing traffic. They're making sure that guests stay to the right of the path, whatever their right is, so that traffic flows very smoothly and people don't get too caught up in the hustle and bustle of the pirate show audience. Splash Mountain is up and running after its downtime there. So it is up and running, but word is that it will be going down again very shortly for at least a few weeks. We took the train over to New Fantasyland, Storybook Circus, and we caught a glimpse of this sign directing guests into the Big Top Souvenirs, to buy magic bands. And once we go inside, you can see that there are cast members in there showing off the magic bands now that they're available to all guests for purchase. Going to get a close-up on those accessories, magic sliders going for about $13 to $15. Over to the Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. It looks great. This is nothing too new. I just wanted to bring the progress to your attention. It looks fantastic. All the foliage, fake and real, is in, and it looks great. This is presumably the entrance. That's what it looks like to me, this little rooftop sticking out from behind the construction wall. A little view of one of the bends there. All of the mechanics seem like they're in. They have to be, since they have been running tests for a few months now. This is what I thought were electrical wires, but we'll see what they actually are in a minute. Just wanted to bring to your attention where the ride vehicle is parked right now. It's parked right to the left of that big drop over there. I have actually never seen it parked over there. Now, what I thought were those electrical wires actually turned out to be irrigation hoses. So they are watering the real foliage around the attraction. They are doing that for sure, but I think another purpose that these hoses are filling is spraying some mist on these rocks here. I think they're trying to get some more natural looking algae on the rocks. And to assist that, I believe they're using these irrigation hoses. These Nikon picture spots have been popping up all around to replace the Kodak photo spots. Now, this is another one of those moments that I'm sure a lot of you already knew about this Cinderella's Royal Table restaurant. I actually had never heard of it, and I keep myself up to date on everything theme parks, Disney, Disney included, so I don't know why this one passed me by, but I'm not alone there, because I was talking to the girl who was making reservations for guests, and she said that she didn't know about it either until last year when she started working there. It's been there for about 6 or 7 years. You can get a look at the menu here for lunch and dinner. There's the entrance. You can't go inside unless you have a reservation, and we didn't, so we just gotta look from the outside. There is the cast member making reservations for guests outside. Now, leaving Cinderella Castle, I just wanted to take a quick photo of the stage area for the show that goes on outside of Cinderella Castle. The show is called Dream Along with Mickey. It takes place a few times every day, but I was just fascinated, and I'm always kind of fascinated, how close guests are allowed to the set of the show. I think it's really the only time that you can be this close to a show at Disney. You're literally steps away from where the performers do their performances. And some would argue that the entire park is a stage, but, you know. Now, as we were walking down the path outside of Cinderella Castle, out from Liberty Square comes this marching band, and this marching band was gigantic. I don't know how long they've been doing this performance or exactly who this marching band is. I don't know if they're employed by Disney. I've never seen them before, but they were very impressive. Leaving the Magic Kingdom, we come to this merchandise booth here. It's always here. I just wanted to get a close-up of the hats that are available for purchase right now. In particular, I wanted to bring the Oswald hat to attention, mainly because they did just debut the Oswald animated character over in Disneyland Tokyo, not over here in Florida or California, but at least we are still reminded that Oswald exists through some fun merchandise. Alright, that's going to about do it for this episode of Photo Finds, my first episode of Photo Finds. I want to thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed what I had to show. Leave some comments below. Let me know what you liked, let me know what you didn't like, and hopefully I can get this as close to perfect as I can for you guys. Alright, until next time, bye guys.